Come in.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. My name's David. I'm with Keller Williams Realty.
I'm Dana.
It's 4 o'clock. I think we had an appointment at 4 o'clock.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thanks for having me over.
Thank you for coming.
So we're talking about selling our house, right?
Yes.
All right. You mind giving me a quick tour of the home before we sit down and
Sure.
chat?
Yeah.
Awesome. How long you lived here?
About 10 years.
Yeah.
Small house, so it shouldn't take long.
Yeah. What drew you to the house when you first bought it?
It was in a neighborhood I wanted to be in, and it was a good price, and I didn't need a big house, so it's perfect size for me.
Gotcha. All right. Looks really nice. You're doing a good job decorating it.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I did it myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've done a great job.
Thanks.
You have good taste. Do you mind if we sit down at the table and talk for a minute?
Sure.
Fantastic. So my team told me a little bit about what you're trying to accomplish, but really I want to meet with you, find out what your goals are, why we're selling, where we're going, what you want to get done, and kind of tell you a little bit about how we do our business or how we sell homes, why so many other people have trusted us to sell their home, and make sure we're a good fit for each other and that we're going to be able to get the job done for you.
Okay.
Fair enough?
Great.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
Mind if I take a few notes?
Sure.
All right. So I know I heard you say that you bought the house because you like the location, right?
Yes.
Tell me more about what made you fall in love with the house.
Well, I mean, it was an older house with a lot of character. And the location, it was close to everything, close to downtown, close to Midtown, and, you know, that it's become a local hub for a lot of businesses. So I just, you know, it was a good size, good price, perfect location everywhere I wanted to be. So it was a great starter home. So,
Wonderful.
yeah.
Thank you. I found a lot of reasons that you bought your home. Are going to be some similar reasons why the next buyer is probably going to buy their home. I have a presentation here. I kind of just use it to go along. I don't want to bore you to death or talk you to death with a bunch of fancy slides or pie charts.
It's okay.
However, other than price, is there anything that you want to talk about today?
I would really like to make sure that it goes to a good family or a good owner. There's been a lot of development in the neighborhood, which, you know, is a good thing, but I also want to make sure that it's going to be kept in good hands and not bought and then immediately torn down.
Okay.
So.
All right. So you're hoping to be able to sell it to a family that wants to live in it, not
Yeah.
someone that wants to tear it down and redo it.
Yeah.
So it's more that's gonna
Renovation is
preserve
different.
it.
Yeah. Renovation is different. There's definitely some updates that could be happening, but I'd like to keep it intact if possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. There's a lot of stuff that I can touch on and discuss with you, but I know your time's important, so I want to make sure that I touch on the things that are most important to you. Tell me what you're looking for in the agent that sells your house.
Someone that, well, is friendly and that has a good network of people that can put the word out there and help us find the right family, the right person, people for this.
Okay.
But someone that's, you know, I feel like I can approach and talk to easily and be straightforward and honest and have a good business relationship, but also be able to communicate effectively with them and know that they're going to be honest with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you're looking for someone that will keep you up to date on what's going on, someone that, you know, that you can voice your opinion to or voice your feelings, make sure that we're on the same page, that's doing a good job for you professionally, but it's also, you know, not hard to get a hold of and
Sure.
having to track down.
And I don't
things
need to
like
be babysat, but just kind of, you know,
that. Okay.
kept in the loop, but I don't need, you know, to be babysat all the time. So.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Got it. Tell me, how important is marketing and advertising to you as far as when it comes to selling your house?
Pretty important. I mean, I'd like to know that it's being put out there and people are seeing it and it's getting, you know, I know that there's a lot of properties.
Okay.
So I want to make sure that, you know, it has a fair chance and it's definitely being marketed.
Okay.
So.
Good deal. All right. Well, I'm going to go through here. I really just use this to kind of keep me on track, make sure I cover, you know, everything that you're telling me you want to hear about. I will gloss over some of them and others we'll put a little bit more time into so that I can make sure you understand what we're doing. Cool?
Yep.
I heard you say that you're hoping that we can sell it to a family that's going to preserve the history of it and things like that. Tell me, why are you moving?
Just, you know, I want to try living in a different area. It's been a great starter home, but, you know, my husband and I were going to grow our family, so we'd like to find something that could accommodate that and where we are going probably in the next 10 years,
Okay.
which will probably involve kids at some point.
Okay. So when you bought this house, were you single?
I was.
Okay. And so now we've gotten married,
Mm-hmm.
and we're thinking about little feet,
Yeah.
right? Running around.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. I know, right?
Uh-huh.
I have 3 little boys, so I get it.
Do
it.
They keep you
It's
busy?
worth it.
Is it?
Yeah. It's. I know it's scary, but
All my friends say it is.
it's
so
awesome. Yeah. It's a great
I know
experience.
it. I know it will be, but yeah.
Plus, I need somebody to come visit me in the hospital. Or
Right,
old
take-
folks home.
Take
you know?
care of you when you're older.
Right. Feed me Jello. Right.
Change your diapers.
Right. That's right. All right. So, if I understand correctly, you love the house you're in. It's in a good location. You bought it for the quaintness and the character that it had. You're not thrilled about all the developers coming in around and tearing everything down. But we've gotten married, thinking about a family. Time to move on to our move-up house.
Yeah.
I want to try to get this one sold to someone. Right.
Yes.
How important is the value of selling the house? What you make off of it?
I mean, it would be nice because it would obviously go towards the next home that we purchase.
Okay.
So I think I'm trying to be realistic and know that it's an older home and there are things that will probably need to be updated. So I do know that, but I obviously want to, the more we can get for it, the more we can put towards our next home, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
If push comes to shove, if a developer gave you $10,000 more than a normal buyer, what would you prefer?
I would prefer a buyer.
Buyer, even if it's 10 grand less?
Yeah.
Okay. I
I
just want to
would.
know,
Well, and I have
the right
seen.
wheelhouse, and we'll bring you all the offers and make sure you know what your choices
Sure.
are. Just trying to gauge what that looks like for you.
And I know there are some developers that will come in and restore a home. They won't necessarily knock it down. I'm open to that. So
Okay.
there's good and bad developers. So I know I'm open to them as long as they kind of understand what we're hoping to achieve.
Awesome.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I have a good understanding of where you've come from and where you're going, at least in the 5 minutes we've talked. Right. All right, it talks about working together to achieve your goals. Ultimately, I'm a counselor here for you. I want to be here to guide you through, much like a financial planner might give you advice on, which stocks to keep and which to sell and what to do. I'm going to walk you through the process. I'll handle all the paperwork, but at the end of the day, it's your house, and I want it to be your decision on what we do with it and what you take and don't take for the house. Okay? So I'm going to give you all the information and just help you make a sound decision. Fair enough?
Yep.
As far as my accomplishments, I grew up here in Middle Tennessee. Actually grew up right here in downtown Nashville. So one of the few natives left, right? I don't play a guitar and I don't sing. In fact, I didn't know country music was cool until like the rest of the world told me about it. But I went to school at Tech, graduated there in 2002. I'm a licensed broker, not just an affiliate broker, which means that I had to do some additional education. You have to have your license for at least 3 years, have a good bill of health with the state of Tennessee's Real Estate Commission. We have to do about an extra 120 hours of continuing education. So I say all that just to let you know that we have a good education and understanding what's going on. Right. Like I said, I have 3 boys. I actually live in Wilson County now. We still do predominantly Middle Tennessee real estate. Nashville out to Mount Juliet, up to Hendersonville, and down to Franklin.
Great.
Cool?
Yep.
Awesome.
That's great.
If you want to know any more, you can go to our website. There's a lot of lists of like awards and what we've done. The only reason I tell you any of this, I just want you to know what my experience is and to let you know that we're savvy in what we're doing, but we do hope that you feel like you're our only client and that we're solely focused on getting your home sold. Cool?
Thank you.
All right, so the unique value of your home. Every home's different. Every home has pros and cons to it. What we want to look at when it comes to pricing is really 2 different pricing strategies. One, we're going to have a marketing strategy as far as what we can get for the home. Our market is really hot right now, so we're going to kind of play into that. What we can get for your home versus what the appraisers will get for your home are probably going to be 2 separate numbers, and we've got to find a healthy balance
Okay.
to get your home sold to get you the most money. We'll talk about that a little bit more. Cool? Are you familiar with the Huffaker Group? Heard anything about it?
Yep. I think so.
Yeah, a little bit. Seen the signs?
Heard the name.
Yeah, that's good. Means the marketing's working.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Do you know how real estate teams operate? How they work?
They
A little bit.
a little. Every time I feel like I've figured it out, I hear something else that makes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
And everybody kind of runs them different. In a
Okay.
nutshell, the main point is that we specialize. Okay. So before I had a real estate team, when I was in real estate, I was a CEO and the janitor. Right. I mean, I did the paperwork, I did the buyers, I did the sellers, I did it all. Right. Marketing, pictures, whatever it was. Keller Williams is really good about revolutionizing the industry and making sure that really everybody specializes now. So there's actually a team of 9 of us. We don't cost any more than what we did before, so the cost is still the same. But everybody on the team kind of plays a key role, right? So all I do is list and sell homes. Okay. From the listing side of it, it's very different marketing a home and negotiating a contract from the seller side than it is to put someone in my car and help them find the right home in the hot market.
Okay.
Right? Just a different skill set. And since this is all I do day in and day out, it lets me be an expert at selling your home versus being, jack of all trades, master of none kind of.
Okay.
Cool?
Yeah.
Fair enough?
Sure.
Okay. I'll tell you a little bit more about it as we go.
Okay.
You familiar with Keller Williams at all?
Yes. I
Awesome.
have friends that work for them.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Great company. If you want to know anything else about them, let me know. Absolute best out there right now. I'm a little partial to them. All right. Industry leader. They're actually the largest real estate franchise in the country. They also do a lot of national, international marketing, which is good for us because a lot of people are moving to Nashville from outside of the area right now. So we'll make sure we capitalize on that. Okay?
It's all my neighbors.
Awesome. All right. So it talks about finding buyers for your homes. So I want to show you a little bit about what we do that's different and what we do to make sure we really kind of have a no stone left unturned approach to marketing and selling your house. Okay? So if there's a medium out there for us to get your home out there and it produces results, we're going to make sure that your home's out there. So we have a 151-point marketing plan that we do when we list your home, right? So I'm not going to bore you with all 151 details. However, the main things that we're going to focus on, so here's kind of the mentality we had when we said, how do we make sure we get the maximum exposure for your house? Because in this market, it's the same as selling anything else, supply and demand, right? So the more people we can get to look at your house, the more offers we're going to get on it, the better offers we're going to get on it, and the higher price we can get. Fair enough?
I like that.
All right, so this says 88% of home buyers start their home search online. I'd argue that's 100% now. If they don't start it online, they eventually get online, right? So we're going to do some things, and I don't want to get into too much of the details, but you heard of search engine optimization. So some of the stuff we do, have you ever been to the second page of Google?
Rarely.
Right. Everybody stays on the first page, right?
Yep.
So when people are searching for homes, if we want to get yours up there, we need to get make sure that you're on the first page of Google, right?
Okay.
So what we've got to do is make sure that we have the Huffaker group marketed and getting everything on there. So we can get on there about 1 out of every 3 times, right?
Okay.
Basically what we're looking for is when people go online and search for homes for sale in Middle Tennessee or homes for sale in Nashville, that they're able to find your home quickly and easily. We have a general rule of thumb, they need to be able to find it in 3 clicks or less.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. Great.
So we promote it across the Huffaker group, which we use the search engine optimization to draw people to that site. The rest of the time, we don't have Walmart dollars, so we kind of focus on like Zillow, Truly, or Realtor.com, a lot of the major portals in order to make sure that your home gets seen first, right?
Yeah.
The reason that's important to you is if people might go to Zillow, which one do you prefer to use when you search for homes? Do you have a preference?
Not really. I kind of bounce back and forth.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, on those, the research says that people will go more than the first page, like they will on Zillow, or on Google or Yahoo or something. However, with the Zillow, the Truly, and the Realtor.com, we still want to make sure that your house is featured on there, that it looks really good, and that people can find it relatively quickly, because people are interested in about the first 10 to 20 houses that they click through on one of those sites.
Yeah.
After that, it's kind of like, oh, there's the pictures, and they all start running together a little bit.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we went out and we kind of employed some cool resources with all of these companies to make sure that your house gets featured first, right? So across Zillow, Truly, or Realtor.com, across the Huffaker group, on YouTube, and on Craigslist, we have agreements with them that your house will get featured first, okay? So any of those sites that you go to, if you're looking for homes, any of them that you see that are highlighted over to the right or that show under the featured, your home's going to be there. The thing that I love about it is that if your home isn't featured or if it's listed with another agent, you ever been on Zillow, you know there's like 3 agents over to the side, right?
Yeah.
Do you know none of those agents are the listing agent for that house?
I wondered, I really did wonder who they were.
Yeah, so it's
Like,
interesting because they are trying to find buyers in the market, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's a good place. Zillow is basically selling them an ad spot right there, okay?
Okay.
Now, the downside of that is they don't really have an interest in selling your home. So they're going to get a buyer to call on your house if it's listed with another agent, and that agent, the person they're calling, is going to go, oh, you're looking for a home in Nashville, you know, around such and such price range. When do you have time to get together and talk? Maybe yours gets shown, maybe it doesn't, right?
Okay.
On all of those sites, we have agreements with them that I'm the only person next to my listings, right? Because that's only fair to you. You're paying me to market it and sell it.
Yeah.
We have a vested interest in getting your home sold, right? See value in that?
Yes.
Sound good?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want there to be any confusion.
Well, and that's a lot of times what it creates.
Yeah.
Right? The other thing is, again, on our team, unlike most single agents, we do have someone that fields those calls nonstop, right? So there's someone that all their job is to answer the phone and to get them information about your house and set up a chance to show your house,
Okay.
right? And that's their full-time job. Her name's Tabitha. I think you might have talked to her before, right?
Mhm. Yes.
Cool.
Sweet lady.
Wonderful. So in addition to that, there's some other things that we're going to do, such as grassroots marketing. It goes out to over 900 websites. So if it's real estate related, we're going to have it on there.
Mhm.
The other thing that's cool with the Keller Williams I was telling you about, the national international marketing. With all the people moving here right now, we are getting a ton of traction off of KW.com and off of our national portals to attract buyers to your house versus, let's say if it was listed with a local real estate company that maybe didn't do that type, some of these boutique real estate companies.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that, but that's just not their focus. So right now, with 60% of the market being from outside, you got to make sure you're capturing. I mean, that's more than half the market that's coming
Yeah.
in from outside, right?
Yeah.
Cool?
Definitely.
Awesome. eEdge is a system that we use actually on the back end. It's a way that if people come to the huffakergroup.com, we can actually capture information and try to help market your house to them. So the biggest advantage to you is we have a database of about 5,000 people. What's cool is when we list your house, we're going to go back to that database and we can actually run a report that says who's looked for a home in this area or within, let's say, a 5-mile radius with your price range plus or minus $20,000, right? And then we're going to send a custom email marketing template out to them to kind of grab their attention and say, hey, look, this home is coming on the market. We're going to give them a button on there to book a showing right then. So it's a little bit more specific targeted marketing to make sure we're going after people that are already looking for homes like yours.
Great.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Again, the whole advantage is that the more people we get to see your house, the more offers we get on it, the more offers we get, the more dollars we get.
I like that.
Cool?
Yep.
Awesome. All right, so I was a big skeptic of social media marketing when I first started doing it. I was like, who buys a house
Why?
on Facebook, right? Well, for about the last year and a half, we actually spent quite a bit of money marketing your home across the social media channels. We actually found almost 75% of our home sales resulted in some form or fashion from social media
Wow.
advertising.
Do
So
a
it's
lot of other agents do that as well, or?
not to the extent that we do.
Okay.
So most agents kind of do the 3 Ps of listing, right? They put a sign in the yard, they put a lockbox on the door, and they pray that it sells, right? We actually are going to spend some money. So here's one of the things I realized when I first got into general real estate is that a lot of agents, what their marketing plan was, essentially, if we put it in the MLS, it's going to do some cool stuff for you, right? It's going to get out there to some of the websites, and it's going to be kind of a basic level listing, right? That's kind of a free service, right? I mean, we get that just by putting it in the MLS. What we're actually doing is kind of going above and beyond. So, cool technology, right? Google's pretty smart. Facebook's pretty smart, right? They know how to understand what people are looking for. So we can actually promote your home on Facebook, and for about $60, before it even comes on the market, I can put it out there and I can target anyone that's looked for Nashville. I can target anyone that's searched on their computer, not just Facebook, but their computer for houses for sale in Nashville. Maybe they search for the Nashville Sounds. Maybe I can pick any keywords that I want to trigger your house to show up. And then we're going to make sure when they go to Facebook, most people go to Facebook, right?
Yes.
Yeah, at least once or twice a
All
day.
the time.
So
Yeah.
the cool thing is it's like if you went online and searched for a vacuum on Google, you ever notice on
Yes.
Facebook, all of a sudden you're like,
The ads are
how
right
did they
there.
know, right?
It's creepy. It's
A little
very,
creepy,
It's really creepy.
right? Little Big Brotherish. Yeah. Well, we're going to do that for you with your
But
house.
real estate is interesting when it pops up.
Well, a lot of people want to see it,
But,
right?
like, particular items I'm Googling is creepy. But homes are cool. That would grab my attention.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go after the people that are already looking. It's called target marketing, right? We're going to go after the people that are already talking or thinking or searching for real estate related items.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yep.
The great thing is it's fun to watch. I encourage you to go to our website, like the Huffaker group on Facebook, because it's cool when you see your posting go on there, and then all of a sudden you see people go on there and they start tagging other people in it. And then all of a sudden you can see like they're asking questions like, how much is this worth? Or, hey, honey, look at this house. This is perfect. This is exactly what we're looking for. Yeah, it's amazing, you know.
It's crazy.
It's pretty cool. So I use Facebook as an
Okay.
example, but we do it across all major social marketing
Okay.
channels. Cool?
Yeah.
All right, so market overview for your house. So really the thing you ultimately care about is how much money am I going to make, right? So we know that we're going to do everything possible to get as many people here to get you top dollar for the house, right? But we have to have a smart target market price, okay?
Right.
Like I said, In this market, as crazy as it is, there are people paying and overpaying for houses. The downside is that the appraisers are coming back and going, no, can't have that much for it, right? So could I sell your house for $1 million in this market? Maybe. Although we both know that's not what it's worth, right? So we've got to find that balance of what does the market say it's worth, what's an appraiser going to give us for it, and kind of what happens in between there. Fair enough?
Yeah.
So I brought a couple of comps with me, and what I want to kind of do is go through with you kind of what an appraiser is going to look at when he's looking at your house. Okay. So what I do is I kind of look at about an aerial view. Your neighborhood is a good one to use because there's similar homes in the area. So we're going to look kind of a mile radius, okay? And that's where we're going to start. It's about a mile out, and we're going to look for anything on the market, anything that's currently under contract, anything that's sold in the last 6 months. Okay. Same thing an appraiser's going to do, right? Then we're going to kind of narrow it down. You're in a dense market. There's a lot of houses around here. So realistically, because of your sub-market being here in Nashville, we're really only going to look at about 3 to 4 blocks around you.
Okay.
Right? Because it changes between here and between, over in the Gulch, and they all kind of have different price
They're
points,
all
right?
little pockets, yeah.
That's right. All right, so we've kind of done that, and we've narrowed it down. I found 3 houses that are on the market. 2 of these are actually under contract, although they don't show on here. They'll still show as active. Now, again, I can ask $1 million for your home. So we care what they're listed at because they're going to be our core competition. Odds are if they look at your house, they're going to look at these houses as well, right? And we want to be better than the competition.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. We want to look at the pending because those were the competition, but they got activity on them. Whatever they were listed at induced an offer, right? Now, we don't know exactly what they paid for them just yet until it closes, but we do know that what they listed at got activity on it.
Right.
Okay? And then down here, the ones in the last 6 months give us the best data because they're going to show us what they've sold for, how long they were on the market, and what was the difference between list price to sales price.
Okay.
Okay, so good data for us to make a smart decision.
Right.
Okay. Now, I'll show your home at 1,400 square feet. Is that about right?
Yeah.
Sound right?
A little less.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. All right.
It's not a huge house, but
Yeah, going off what's on tax record. So we'll use that for now. What
Okay.
we'll do is we'll actually measure it just to make sure.
Sure.
One of the key metrics an appraiser is going to use is kind of a price per square foot. Okay, so we're going to look at homes in the similar area, and it looks like most everything in this area is going for about $130 a square foot. Okay, so we can do some very simple math without digging into it too much. Okay, we can take 1,400 square feet, multiply it times $130 a square foot.
Let me calculate.
Yeah, go for it. I'll let you do the math. That'll be fun.
What was it? 14.
1,400 times 130. All right, so puts about $182,000 for the value.
Okay.
How's that sound?
Yeah. I guess I paid a little less than that. I've seen it appraised for more, but
Right.
yeah.
Okay. So we're going to take that value and we're going to kind of look at it overall, and we're going to say, all right, very high level, right? Well, let's look at the actives and let's kind of dig into not just the averages of what the average price per square foot is, but those actual houses and kind of compare it to, does yours have hardwoods? Does theirs have hardwoods, right? Does yours have 3 baths? Theirs only has 2, right?
Yeah.
Does yours have a garage? Things like that. Okay? So we're going to kind of look at that. We're going to kind of narrow it down. And what I like to do is kind of rule out the anomalies here. So you got this one at like $190 a square foot. That's going to be too much. We can't get that much for your house, right?
Okay.
And we can kind of pull it up. I got to show you. I've done a little research, but I know why it's at that, right?
Okay.
And then you got some down here that are selling like $76, $86 a square foot. When you look at the pictures of those, they're not really the same style of home that yours is, and they're in pretty poor condition, right? So we're going to have because we have other things here we can use for comps, we're going to roll those out as well, okay?
Okay.
So that's going to bring us up. When you roll those out, that gets us on a hyper local when we look at it. It's about $151 a square foot.
Okay.
Okay? So what we're going to do is run those numbers.
Oops, sorry.
All right, so take 1,400, multiply times 151. All right, so that puts you a value at 211.4.
Okay.
Okay? So we know just on the surface that we're somewhere between the 182 and 211.4 on the price.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
Now, what some of these other ones have, some of these are rehabs and finished out, right?
Yes.
Which are really nice. Like you said, developers are coming in the area, they're kind of buying them up, doing the rehab. So that would put them at the kind of the top end, that 200 to 210 kind of price range
Okay.
for similar square footage, right? Now we know some of the lower end, yours actually does have more bathrooms. You're in a pretty desirable spot here. You've actually got a decent separate garage and a backyard. So, that's going to be a little bit better than the other one. So we're kind of know that, I'll be real honest, in between the 182 and 211, from the research I've done, it looks like we're at about a 199.9 kind of price point to sell your house.
Okay.
How does that match up with what you were expecting?
Yeah, probably a little less, but
Yeah?
yeah, but not too much less.
I know you said you had seen some other places where it appraised for a different value or higher than the 182. Where did you see those at?
I think it was online, like when you type in your address and it kind of gives you the estimate of what your property is.
This estimate, right?
I don't even know how reliable those are, but
Yeah.
it was probably at like 230.
Yeah.
But I think that's only because, it's a rough estimate and they're going by the demand. They're not
Right.
going by the actual appraisal of the house.
Well, and that's the tough thing, is that if you look at a tax appraisal or if you look at a Zillow's estimate, in fact, if you go on Zillow's fine print website and look at theirs, it says that they are more than 20% off over 80% of the time, right?
Awesome.
Now, all they're really doing is taking your tax records and really taking an aerial view and using statistical data from the neighborhood, right? And they're just kind of guessing at it. They haven't been in your house, hopefully, right? We did say there's
They
a
do
big
take-
brother out there,
I
right?
do take pictures of the outside, which is creepy.
Right? So they're coming up with some general information. But if we price it that high, the downside is that it's just going to sit on the market, right? And then
Right.
we're not going to be able to sell the home, and then we're going to have to start having discussions. And you're like, well, David, I thought you said you could sell it at 230. I just want to be honest with you up front. We can get you top dollar for the house, but we need to be at 199.9 to get it.
Right, okay.
Fair enough?
Sure.
Okay. That's going to net you in the ballpark of about 180,000. How much do you owe on the home?
Oh gosh, I think just over 100,
Yeah?
I think.
That'll have you walking away with a down payment of about 80,000 for your next house. Can you live with that?
I think so.
Yeah. If we
Might
found
have to
you,
move further out of the city.
right? if we got it for you, if we found someone to buy your house, that was a family or developer that was going to preserve it, and we could get 199.9 for it, would you be comfortable with that?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else
Probably
would you need to
so.
know to be comfortable with it?
I guess just the actual appraisal value, like what the appraiser actually says.
Right.
Yeah.
So here's the way the process will work. When we put the house on the market, we're doing it based off of our best guess on the appraised value, right? So we're going to guess about 199.9, and we're going to put it out there, and we are going to, if it's low, rarely happens. Don't know that I really remember it happening, but let's say that I'm $10,000 low, right? We tend to be pretty aggressive on pricing, so I don't imagine that it's going to be. But if it was, we would probably get 3 or 4 or 5 offers in this market, and what would happen? They would bid the price up, right? So it would get to market value.
Okay.
If we're overpriced, we have to sit on the market and wait, and I have to call you every 3 weeks, and we have to talk about reducing the price,
Yeah.
right? And then we end up at market value. So no matter what we do, the price will end up at what the market will give for it, right?
Okay.
I don't set the prices, I just interpret the market for you. Fair enough?
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, good deal. So again, if I could sell it for you at 199.9 and find the right family and get you about $80,000, and we helped you find a home in a location that you wanted for the price that you wanted, would you feel comfortable hiring us today?
Yeah, I think so.
Think so?
Why not 200,000? Why 199.9? Is
Yeah.
that a more attractive price?
It's I don't know, somebody back in the 40s decided that, t-shirts sold better at $1.99 instead of $2. There's an argument both ways for that. My interpretation of it with the internet is that when I go search for a home, I don't usually search for 175 to 199.9, right? I search for 175 to 200.
Yeah.
The other argument is that if we did it at 200 exactly, you lose the psychological advantage of the 199.9, right?
Okay.
Because 190, right? You ever go
Yes.
shopping?
I guess I think of it as like, well, it's 199 and 200, like it's a little not
Yeah.
that much, but
Right.
that's me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where do you like to go shopping at? Target?
Yeah, Target's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What does Target in their prices in?
probably the 99.
Yeah. Or the 88. Do you know if it's in 88, it's going on clearance?
Yes.
You
And
did know that. Look at you.
If it and then there's like a 66 or a 77, like
Right.
they have codes for all that stuff.
Yeah. But usually you don't see some for $1.90 listed for $2, right?
Right.
And these are just, who knows, right? This is what some psychologist has come up with somewhere along the way.
Yeah.
And there's an argument for either way.
Okay.
I kind of fall middle of the line. If 200 is awesome,
Mhm.
we'll list it for 200.
Okay.
You like 200?
Kind of.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
do 200.
I like it better than 199.
Okay,
I know that's picky.
I can live with that. All right, good deal. So it sounds like we're settled. $200,000.
Okay.
Okay, when is the best day for our photographer to come out?
Anytime.
Are you usually here?
In and out, but we do Airbnb, so we have a lockbox, so they could probably let themselves in.
Awesome.
As long
Okay.
as we know what time they're coming, that's fine.
Okay,
We don't mind.
fantastic. All right. Fantastic. What other questions do you have for me?
Okay, so I know you talked about a lot of marketing stuff, but what would you do specifically for our property? Because 12, our area is pretty. There's a lot of listings.
Yeah.
There's a lot of properties. So to kind of, I mean, it is a hot market, but to get people to pay attention to
Yeah.
one particular property
You have
might
to
be.
draw to it.
Yeah.
Here's what we know about the Nashville market. The Nashville market is a little bit cliquish in terms of real estate. Okay?
Yes.
And so we have to be plugged in with the agents that sell Nashville. Okay?
Mhm.
One, our team sells Nashville, one of the top listing agents and selling agents in the Middle Tennessee area. Two, I told you I worked for a builder for a few years. The great thing about that is it'll let me establish a lot of relationships with the agents in the area.
Mhm.
So what we're going to do is we're actually going to reach out to Village and to some of the other local real estate companies that do 80 to 90% of the business in this area. And we're going to go and talk to them, those
Mhm.
people, right? Because I have a personal relationship with them, it's going to be a lot easier for me to pick up the phone than it is, doing an e-blast or, we could drop flyers
Yeah.
off their office, but 10 million agents are dropping off flyers, right?
Yes. I like the personal much better.
Thankfully for our business, it's still a relationship business, right? Since we do a lot of business in the area, there's a healthy respect, and we also know the other agents in the area that are doing the bulk of the business, right?
Cool.
Same rule of thumb for most things, 20% of the agents are doing 80% of the business, so we're gonna reach out to them.
Yeah.
Okay? We're also gonna focus primarily on the internet marketing. For the 12 South District, we do get a little bit of traction off of doing things like the back page of the Nashville scene.
Mhm.
We can stage an event here's the deal, we're not gonna do a whole lot for the first 3 weeks as far as events, because
Mhm.
odds are it's gonna sell the first
Okay.
week, okay? Not to oversell myself, but I would expect within 7 days we'll have an offer on your property.
Okay.
If 7 days comes and goes, you and I are gonna have a conversation about what's wrong. Okay? Because if it's not in 7 days, we've missed something.
Okay.
Okay? Don't expect that's gonna happen. In the last 6 months, 100% of our listings are sold in the first week and have sold for list price. Okay?
Okay.
Not gonna let you break our record. Fair enough.
I
So,
won't be the one.
We're gonna make sure that we're
Okay.
accurate on it. But if we need
I
to,
hope I'm not.
we have a full team to do open houses for you, to do events here in some of the local restaurants and opportunities
Okay.
there, right?
But it's a really walkable, everybody walks in the neighborhood.
Mhm.
People are walking up and down our street all the time.
Yeah.
So,
So it sounds like we should get a flyer box out. right?
yeah,
I don't see many flyer boxes on the houses around here.
No, but a lot of times people will either put coming soon signs or, they'll put their signs in the front yard and, they're gone within a couple days.
Okay.
So, I think as soon as someone sees a sign, they call that number.
Is that
So I
important
have
to you?
noticed, yeah, but the right buyer is more important to me, I think. And
Okay.
if that might be again too picky, but
No,
the right
I think
buyers.
I think we can do that. I think there will be plenty of buyers that are gonna appreciate that.
okay.
Because you're not the only one that feels that way. And some of the buyers, miss out because they have financing or they have, certain things that the bank's gonna require them to do.
Mhm.
And if you're comfortable with that, I'm sure we can make it work. Find you someone that wants to preserve the integrity of the history of the home, and get it in good hands, as well as
Yeah.
make you some money off of it.
Okay.
Cool.
Yep.
All right, so let's work on the paperwork, and then my team will be in touch. We'll get you prepared for next steps. We'll get the photography done.
Okay.
I will put a coming soon sign out for you today. Brought one with me because
Okay.
I anticipated that might be the case. And then you'll see some marketing being done this week, and then we'll plan on going live on Monday. Is that good for you?
Yeah.
Awesome.
And even we get people walking in the neighborhood who ask us if we're selling our house. Should we just point them
Yeah, I'll leave you some cards. Just
Okay.
pass them along to me.
Okay.
I'll be sure that they get the information on your house and we get them squared away and they get over here and get in the home.
Can you do background checks on them? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Awesome. Do you happen to know anybody else in the area that's looking to sell?
Well, I
It's a
know.
hot market.
Maybe, but I mean, if you leave me some cards, I'll be happy to pass them out.
Okay, but don't worry, it won't be the last time I ask.
Hey,
Fair enough.
if you do a good job and sell my house and make me money, then I'll promote you everywhere.
Promise.
Promise.
Good deal.
Yep.
All right, let's do the paperwork.
Okay. Paperwork, fun stuff.